singular obstacle between Nigeria and full-blown dictatorship and tyranny was the Senate specifically and the National Assembly in general. That is the 8th Senate and the 8th National Assembly. They were the ones that actually stood for the people of Nigeria against the excesses of the Buhari administration, against their incompetence, against their brutality. Okay, we've seen scenes where the National Assembly itself was placed under siege by masked men, with guns. We saw that happened during this 8th Assembly. And we've seen all sorts of strange laws. We've seen attempts to pass all sorts of strange laws through this assembly, like the grazing bill, where President Buhari, and he keeps insisting that he wants Nigerians to hand over their lands for Fulanis to traipse all across them with their cattle. And I think in support of that, Fulanis have been killing Nigerians across the Middle Belt and in the north, and they call them bandits, but they're not bandits. They're just actually Fulani terrorists, cattle rearers, killing people to take their land. I'm not a member of the PDP. And I agree with the position of the PDP on this, because the Constitution is clear. Principal officers of the National Assembly must be duly elected. Okay? So the APC made this mistake in the 8th Assembly, and they're repeating exactly the same mistake again. They're insisting that this person is going to be the president, this person. Election hasn't taken place yet.
Do you necessarily think that whoever emerges...
the allusion you made to the majority of the APC in the National Assembly, well, that still needs to be tested. Several tribunal cases are in play. Okay, and I want to believe, having witnessed the sham that was the last election, I want to believe that a lot of members, a lot of so-called elected members, are going to be losing their seats. We really don't know yet until the principal officers emerge. Until they emerge, we'll see. One would hope that, the principle of federal character, it's been thrown out of the window by the Buhari administration, let's be honest. If we're going to be perfectly honest.
Some would beg to differ.
Well, they might beg as long as they want, but the fact is, as things stand, there is no federal character in Nigeria right now. If the legislature was not full-time, if they were not as well paid as they are, Nigeria would have become a full-blown dictatorship by now. The reason that they've been able to stand against the excesses of the executive in the last 4 years is precisely because they're very well paid. And they don't need anything from lobbyists. They don't need anything from the executive.
But even despite being well paid, we don't see them delivering on their mandates.
Actually, they're actually delivering. The go-slow has been from the executive that has refused to sign so many bills. At the beginning of this program, you said yourself that several bills that were not assented to by the president, his veto has been overridden by this assembly. So this has been the busiest assembly, in my opinion, in the last how many years? But they've been held back by the president.
How closely should Nigerians be watching the National Assembly this time around, making sure that we don't give room for having the same mistakes we had in the 2015 National Assembly, the 8th?
I think that the 8th National Assembly, I don't think they made that many mistakes. I think that they actually did it quite well.
But we must improve.
I think they did quite well, and I'm afraid that we're about to reverse. We're about to slide back. That's my fear.